So we're on section 3.5. This is using Euler diagrams to analyze arguments. So we're going to start with problem number 1. And so the statements are: all amusement parks have thrill rides. Universal Orlando is an amusement park. Universal Orlando has thrill rides. So we use these circles to represent the different situations. So the first one is all amusement parks have thrill rides. So what you can do is the outer circle is things that have thrill rides. And one of those is amusement parks. So there are other places that could have thrill rides. Most of them are amusement parks, so we could make the circle a little bigger if we wanted to. So then you do have these two circles. Then what you do is you look at the second statement. Universal Orlando is an amusement park, so you put a little X inside the amusement park. And as a consequence, you can see that the X is also inside the larger circle. And therefore, Universal Orlando has thrill rides because it's in this. It's also amongst the big things. So this is a valid argument. Okay, the second problem we'll do is number 4. I'm not going to write it. You can read it. All Southerners speak with an accent. Bill Leonard speaks with an accent. Bill Leonard is a Southerner. So we have all Southerners speak with an accent. So the speak with an accent speaks with an accent. And then we can put Southerners in there. You could have one for Northerners, for all kinds of different people. So here we have Southerners. So that's the first statement. And the second one says, Bill Leonard speaks with an accent. Okay, well, that means that he could or he couldn't. It's not known. We just know that he is somewhere in here. So here's Bill. Now Bill could be there, but not necessarily. He doesn't have to be in there. So in this case, it's an invalid argument that Bill is a Southerner. If they had said all Southerners speak with an accent, Bill Leonard is a Southerner, and then you could put that little X in here, and then you could say that Bill Leonard speaks with an accent. That would be the valid argument. But the way they've done it here is invalid. Okay, number 7. All residents of Minnesota know how to live in freezing temperatures. So the big circle would be people who know how to live in freezing temperatures. And one of those groups of people would be Minnesotans, however you say that. Residents of Minnesota. Okay, so that's the first statement. Jessica Roswell knows how to live in freezing temperatures. So we actually put a little X, really. Probably should have put an X right over here. So this could be Jessica. We don't really know whether she's from Minnesota or not. There's nothing there that indicates that she is. We just know that she fits in this bigger circle. And then the final one is Jessica Roswell lives in Minnesota. Again, she might, but we don't know for sure. So in this case, it's invalid. Little X has to be inside there. The way you would rewrite that, you'd say all residents of Minnesota know how to live in freezing temperatures. Jessica Roswell lives in Minnesota, therefore Jessica Roswell knows how to live in freezing temperatures. That would be the proper grouping. Okay, number 10. Some philosophers are absent-minded. Nicole Malin is a philosopher. So the first statement says, some philosophers are absent-minded. So the outside one would be people who are absent-minded. But since it says some, we would not be able to put it inside that circle. We'd have to have an overlap. So we'll put professors here. So this circle here represents professors. So some do, some don't. And then the final one is Nikki Malin is a Nikki Malin. Well, that's the first term. Some philosophers are absent. Some actually philosophers, not professors. That's true too. So here we have so first, okay. And then it says that Nicole Malin is a philosopher. So if she was here, she could be one of the professors that's absent-minded, but we don't know. It just has to be somewhere in here. So if we pick that, then that's the conclusion. Nicole Malin is absent-minded is not valid. So this is also invalid. Now, again, thinking about what would be valid in this statement is, well, if it said all philosophers are absent-minded and Nicole Malin is a philosopher, then you could say that you used all, but in this case, we're using this existential qualifier. Okay. So I think that's all we'll do on that one. We'll go to the next section on a separate recording.